how I used Builderall this weekend for one friend of mine, right? So it's going to give you a nice idea and a good idea what you can do with the platform. So sharing my screen. You guys can see my screen now, right? This is the guy. His name is Ivan Maya. He is going to be in Italy on the Everest in Bologna. He has almost 700,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's an amazing guy, amazing speaker, and he's launching a new book. And he hired me to create the webinar for the launch, right? So I did everything on Builderall. So he has an account on Builderall. This is his account, right? It's in Portuguese, but I'm going to give you an idea. So first thing, I came here to MailingBoss. First thing, okay, step one, MailingBoss, and I created the list, webinar with Eric, because I'm going to do the webinar for the launch, right? So first thing, I create a list on MailingBoss. Okay. Second thing, I came here on webinar, and then I created the webinar. Here we go, the webinar, all right? Let's edit the webinar so you guys can see. That's the name of the webinar, and the content will be through YouTube, and I have this code here. So as we stream in live on YouTube, it's gonna be on the webinar page. But the difference is on the webinar, I have control of the comments. On YouTube, I don't, right? So I just created the webinar, I put it the day, I configured the chat, stats on Facebook, and on Facebook, not on the MailingBoss, and I created the email sequence here, and actually, I created a tag on MailingBoss, 60 minutes. So I created this tag on MailingBoss. So what's going to happen is everyone who's going to subscribe on the webinar and join the webinar and stays for 60 minutes, is going to receive a tag on MailingBoss. So we're going to send some emails for people who left before and some emails for people who left over 60 minutes. So the second step is to create the webinar. Then I went here to the Canvas. And it's a very simple funnel. What I did was on the Canvas, I just created a webinar funnel here, really, really fast. So it's webinar registration. Once they register, they're going to receive an email. They're going to confirm the email for webinar indoctrination. And then on the right day, we're going to have the webinar broadcast. Here I have a timer, so they can access this page all the time. When the webinar is about to start, this page is going to redirect people to this page. So on the Canvas, I just built really, really fast the webinar funnel, and I generated the website. And then this is the website. I created the whole thing on Canvas. So first, email marketing list. Second, the webinar. Third, the Canvas, and then I went here to edit the thing. That's the final website, the final version of the website. And I created the whole webinar funnel here with everything. So that's the page and the drag drop, as you guys can see. That's amazing that we can do this kind of stuff, right? So that's the page. People are going to subscribe here. It's going to be Ivan Maya and myself. We're going to present the whole thing. Once they subscribe, they're going to come to the indoctrination page. That's the one. Indoctrination page. So congratulations, you are registered. This is the image. This is the timer. When the timer reaches 0, it's going to redirect everybody to the webinar page. Some instructions for the webinar. And then here we have the broadcast page where we are going to be doing the webinar. All right. So here is going to be the video, and here is going to be the comments, and then I have this button, I want it, okay? Now on this button, this is really cool. It's not going to be there when we started the webinar. It's going to take, I put here an animation on the button for countdown, just for testing 10 seconds, but on the webinar, it's going to be for like 40 minutes. We're just going to do the offer after 4 minutes. So if you come here to pre-visualization, you wait 10 seconds, and any minute now, and after 10 seconds, boom, the button is there. So on the webinar, it's going to be exactly like this, but after 40 minutes, all right? So guys, that's pretty much it. The website is online. Let me close this thing here. Click here on the website. it's online, it's there, it's working. So with Builderall, I created the whole thing. I created the capture page, I created the funnel, I created the capture page, I created, very, very important as well. Let me show you this. So I created the capture page, indoctrination page, the webinar page. I created the webinar system. I created the integration with the webinar and the email marketing. So people will receive the emails like webinar is tomorrow, webinar is 1 hour, webinar is in 20 minutes, webinar is happening now, webinar just happening. So I have all the emails, I have the webinar, I have the pages, I have the canvas, I have the email marketing all configured, I have the tag on the system so I can send the different emails for people who stay more than 1 hour in all those things. And really, really cool is, so I'm gonna put here Eric, boom, I'm gonna be on the webinar. In 10, yeah, here after 10 seconds, you have the button, and then we're gonna sell the whole thing here. But when people click on the button, they're gonna go to buy the product on Hotmart, right? So he actually has the product on Hotmart because he's going to use some affiliates. Hotmart is a big, I guess it's the biggest affiliate platform in Brazil and Latin America. Actually, I think it's the biggest in the world right now, Hotmart. So he's selling the product on Hotmart. He has a lot of affiliates and blah, 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 blah. So this is just a checkout, just to sell the product, right? But the whole funnel, the whole thing is in Builderall. The webinar is on Builderall, the email marketing is on Builderall, the registration page, indoctrination, the webinar broadcasting is on Builderall, everything on Builderall. We have the whole control of everything. And when people comes to this step here, they press the button, they come here and they buy the book, right? So that's pretty much it. 100% done with Builderall. And guys, I took like 1 hour to build the whole thing, including the design. So first, I created the email marketing list. Second, I created the tag on the email marketing. Third, I created the webinar and connected the webinar with the email marketing. Then I opened the canvas. I created the funnel on Canvas, generated the website. Fifth, I went to the site builder, just put some designing content, and boom, it was working. It was perfect. It took less than 1 hour to create the whole funnel from scratch.